Your weakness is perfect.
Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a things that suck about working in retail. I've worked in retail on and off for about 6 years. I have experienced a lot of things in retail that make me absolutely hate my job, but with that being said, 90% of the time I do like my job. So please don't think that this video is a big whinge and a big complaint, because I do really like my job, but that tiny little 10% of time and customers that come into my store and piss me off is what this video is all about. Now I have an entire list of things of what I want to talk about, and some of these I've come up with myself, some of them other people that I work with, and some of these you guys have suggested yourself. So I'll get right into it because there's a lot for me to say. The first thing is when customers shout across the store. Now I could be serving someone at the front counter and another customer could be 100 meters away from me, but they'll insist on shouting at me from all the way over there to get my help. Now aside from that being completely obnoxious and rude to everyone else in the store, do they not see the person that I am currently serving and talking to? That would have to be one of the most annoying things that I see. The next one is when they ignore a greeting. So on some cases I'll have to be at the front door of the store and I'll have to say hello to people. But along with it being a shit job, there's also those customers who completely ignore you. Now I understand some people are socially awkward and I'll get those people that will kind of glance at me and walk by. I totally get that. I understand that not everyone's able to do that and some people are shy or whatever, but I'm talking about those times when I'll greet someone and they'll look at me up and down and walk away. Honestly, I'd rather someone just completely ignore me and not even look at me, but it's those people that look at me up and down like I'm a piece of crap. I hate it when people throw coins on the counter. So I could have my hand out ready to collect your coins and collect your change, and some people will physically put the coin right next to my hand on the counter. Now what part of putting it 2 centimeters closer onto my hand is too hard for you? I just find it so rude and so irritating. Like, why do that? My hand's here, come on, put it in my hand. I absolutely hate it when parents let their kids roam wild. Now I understand kids get bored in stores, some of them don't like shopping, so I understand that some of them misbehave, but I absolutely hate it when parents just let them do it. And a good example of this is when kids are playing with stuff they shouldn't be playing with, if they're messing up the entire store and throwing things off the shelves. So round your kids up, I don't want to have to be babysitting. Possibly number one on my list is when customers don't believe me. So throughout the day I have a lot of customers coming up to me asking if we have stock, and when I reply to them no, they'll say, oh, but can you just check out the back anyways to have a look? But if I've physically gone and scanned it and checked on our system for you and I've said no, what makes you think that I'm lying? They'll walk over to another team member and ask them if we have it. The best part of that situation though is when that team member also says no, and that customer has to walk by me while I say goodbye. Another obvious thing that I hate is when customers are on their phone while I'm serving them. Now this could be while I'm serving them on the floor and helping them get stuff, or when I'm serving them up at the counter and scanning their stuff in. If they're on their phone, I have no idea who they're talking to. They could be talking to me or the person on the phone. But either way, it doesn't let me completely do my job because I can't communicate with you. And I understand some phone calls are urgent, but some of the conversations that I've heard definitely aren't. Another thing that I hate is when customers come in at the last minute. So on some nights we close at 9 PM, and more often than not we'll have a customer come in at 8:58, or we're closing the till and counting money to come and buy something. Now worst thing is that we'll do a closing call and let them know that we are closing at 9 o'clock, but they will still go around and shop around the entire store for 15 minutes while we're standing there waiting for them to finish. Now some people are polite and they rush through and they get it done, but some people, like I said, go for 15 minutes. So that means we're waiting around for your selfishness. Another thing I hate is when customers come in with a small car and they buy a huge thing. Like, what makes you think that your car's just going to suddenly grow so you can fit this thing in your car? And along with that point, they'll say, so I came here for nothing. I get that so many times throughout the day, and yes, you came here for nothing because you didn't call and check if we had it in the first place. I understand it's an inconvenience to them, but seriously, we can't have everything all the time. Another thing that I hate, and I guess it depends on the business, but I hate it when other stores send angry customers. All the time we'll get sent people from other stores saying, hey, this store said you had this. And when we say no, they get angry at us for not having it. I didn't tell you to come here, that other store did. Get mad at them. Another thing high on my list is when customers open things and then they don't buy them. So for example, a customer could see this peanut brittle here. They'll open it up, they'll smell it and be like, yep, that's the one I want. Let me just get the unopened packet, put this one back on the shelf. Why can't you just take the packet that you've just opened? Now I have to mark this down because you opened it and you've taken a brand new packet. Like, Don't open packets. Just don't. I think this one's a given, but I hate it when customers leave a mess. I know it's my job to fix it, but I absolutely hate it. Whenever I have to do a price check on something, there's almost always an argument that happens. So I could be scanning this clip here and it comes up as $2, but the customer will say that it says $1. So when I say that I have to go down and check to make sure, they get so mad at me and they always say, well, why can't you just give it to me for $1? Do you have to check? Yeah, I do, because you could be scamming me. Another thing that I get, and I get this particularly a lot with old men, is when they assume that I am dumb. So I could be greeting them as they walk in, they'll say, oh sorry, can you get me someone who can help me out with this? And if I say that I can help, they'll say, no, can you get me someone else? There's nothing more rude or offensive than that. Like, what makes you think that I can't help you? If I'm offering to help you, don't tell me that I'm dumb. And finally, which is something that some people might not mind, but I really do, and it's when I'm scanning something through and a mother grabs something out of her baby's mouth for me to scan and says, oh sorry, she's just been sucking on it. What makes you think I want to touch your baby's saliva? For one, your baby shouldn't even be sucking on the things because you would not believe how dirty your stores get. But those are all the suggestions that you guys came up with for this video. These are all things that customers do that I really don't appreciate, and it's really not my job to put up with. So hopefully some of you are retail workers and you can get a laugh out of this. But with that being said, I don't want it to seem like I'm coming across as bitter or mad at my job. Like I said at the start, 90% of my time of my work is really good and I really like it, but that small 10% of these people that do this is what pisses me off. But anyways, I'll wrap it up. So hopefully you enjoyed this little rant and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.